my goodness. Okay, I think everything's working. Hi everyone. Welcome to the 5-8. Where typically there are two hosts, and I'm flying solo tonight. Our usual format is 5 topics, 8 minutes, 2 hosts, usually a guest. None of those things are happening. And we're not going to do anything, but we will have some fun. And we're not going to do a little drinking. But I do have a pomegranate. Something. I don't know. Someone made that for me. So it's live. So I teased what we were going to do last week. Greg is out of country. I mean, he's just off. I think he's asleep right now, actually, quite frankly. And we wanted to bring back the flyer sides. For all of you who have followed along for quite a long time, this is something I used to do during COVID in the middle of the night because I was just, going cuckoo like everybody else. I would just sit in front of a fire and turn on this thing called Periscope at the time on my phone. This is before the 5-8 existed. And just, I don't know, share my thoughts because we were in the throes in the midst of the prior presidency and everything was chaotic and we were all trapped in our homes. And it was just a, wild time. So we document it that way. I have since moved from glorious California, which is glorious, to new glory up in what's called North Country. I call it the Arctic. And this is why I'm wearing this for you guys tonight, because this is what you do. You go to Tractor Supply and get your fashion at the Tractor Supply. So I did that just for you. And I got this at Tractor Supply. I love Tractor Supply. It's my new thing. I can't get enough of it. So we're also having all of our fireplaces refurbished. And the guy was supposed to finish that yesterday and then come back today, but he didn't come back today because there's a lot of COVID. This is what happens in the North Country. I'm in the Adirondacks. I am way north. I'm close to Canada, but where all the lakes are. So it's beautiful, 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 beautiful. And skiing and like Olympians everywhere. And they're all very, people here love the winter and they're very upset. It's been a mild winter so far. They're not happy about it. Everything's Nordic. And then they build palaces out of ice that they harvest from the lake. And then they have a festival about their ice palace. So this is happening now. Anyway, so the other thing that I'm stuck with up here is I don't have my facialist and it's not Los Angeles. So, and that's fine. I love it. I really love this change. I really, really do. It's really wonderful. But getting a little older and I need a little help. So in the spirit of North Country, do it yourself, and then I did not get this from Tractor Supply, what I'm about to show you. But if they had it, I would have gotten it from Tractor Supply because I trust Tractor Supply. Anyway, I got this thing. So we have this fire. And maybe I like this setup. It's kind of like my normal setup, but with the fire, I kind of like it. It's fake, but it keeps me warm. All right. So this is what we're going to do tonight. We're going to talk about some executive orders, or at least just two actually, about one subject that we'll remember for the campaign promises. And I'm going to do it with this thing on my face. And I've not done this yet. I really am doing it. I did the little prep. You take this, comes with, I got these things. These are the products you use with it. It's red light therapy. I'm going to look like Hannibal Lecter at a rave, or maybe Jason at a rave I don't know, I'm going to look weird. And that's okay. I don't care. I'm 54. I don't care anymore. I just care that my skin is nice and my collagen comes back. So the first thing you do is you put this, it's like clay powder. It's a cleanser. And you make it with a little water. I cleansed my face. I did what they told me to do. The packaging is beautiful. It's like this. I don't know. I'm not a packaging. I do appreciate good packaging and good design. Really appreciate it, but it's not what this is about. Anyway, it's called Omnilux. I think Greg calls this Omnicron or something from the Transformer movies. So it's very high tech. Here it is. This is the packaging. I did have to charge it ahead of time. I did have to test things. And then I just stuck it back in this and waited for this time to do this with you guys. So pardon me while I take it out of the wrapper and put it on my face. I'm not going to do that quite yet because I have to put this on. And I haven't done this. Oh, I didn't know. All right, let's see what it says. This says, here it is. It's a serum. I'm sorry if this is boring to everybody, but this is just what it takes. It says, dispense a dime size, drop into hands, and gently massage onto the treatment area. That's not a dime. That's a dime. All right, here we go. This is it. I can't believe I'm doing this live on air, but what else am I going to do on a Friday night? I don't have Greg. I'm not going to go out with the polar bears and play in their ice palace. I'll do that tomorrow night. Hopefully there'll be vodka or something. I don't know. It's going to be cold. All right, that's it. I'll put some here. Who knows? Maybe my neck will get in there. God knows I need it. All right. Okay, guys. I'm doing this. How do I do this? I think I go around my face. Oh, here, I wanted to show you this. I might have shown this last week. Here is the box that it comes in. And all of these things, these are like different outlets, depending what country you're in. And then this is a charger. It's very nicely packaged. It's amazing, quite frankly. And it comes with the bag. Then I'll then keep this thing in because we're done with the packaging. This is the power. I take this USB thing. It's like a mouse, old school mouse. Remember that? Anybody remember these kinds of things? Or are we that old? Oh my God, I turn it on. Wait, I gotta turn it off. I gotta put it on. Here we go. Oh my God, I can't believe I'm doing this. Okay. Oh my God. You guys, I better take these off. How do you do this? All right. So ridiculous. Okay. I'm figuring it out. Okay, I'm figuring it out. Oh God. Like this. Ready? Okay, wait. Oh God, I can't believe this. All right. This is it. Oh my God. Oh my God, it's ridiculous. But I got to do it. I don't know what else to do. I don't have a dermatologist. All right. This is it. I have no idea whether or not I can't. Okay, I got to be serious. I have no idea whether or not I'm going to be able to read or even see. So I might have to just talk to you about the executive orders with my eyes closed. So let me read you the numbers so that you have them. It was Trump's first executive order that he did on January 28th, or one of the first ones, 2017. Remember Reince Priebus was in there, and Kellyanne Conway, and Don McGahn, and the lady that ran away because she worked for Mike Flynn, and I don't remember her name, Kate something something. All those fuckers were up there, and he was like, it was this big campaign promise. I'll get into it in a second. And that it was one of the first times, remember, he held it up like this and he showed everybody like kindergarten. And none of us had ever seen a president do that before. We were like, what is he doing? Okay, that's how early on this thing was. He did it January 28th, so 8 days into his presidency, 2017. All right, let's start. This is going to go for 10 minutes. So this is our timer. and then it will turn off. Oh my God, here we go. Ready? Oh, it's so bright. Oh yeah, it's bright. Okay, I can do it. I mean, this is something ridiculous. Okay, all right, here we go. All right, am I going to be able to read this? Holy shit. I don't know. All right, Executive Order 13770. This was the thing that he promised to do. He had two big campaign slogans, if you guys remember. How could we forget? We kind of forgot the second one. There was some reporting about all this at the time, but I don't remember hearing about the second phase of what happened here with this executive order, and we're going to get into it. So do you remember drain the swamp? Do you remember that? Remember that phrase? It was build the wall and drain the swamp. And these were the two promises that made his cult horde, right? The followers, the early followers just go, oh my God, he knows what we want. He's going to do it, right? And only this guy could do it because he's going to build the wall because he's a builder, right? He's a Mr. Construction guy. He knows how to do it. If anyone's going to, we know he hates, all the brown people. And so he's going to definitely do this, right? So they were so excited about this wall that everybody thought was going to go up, and Mexico was going to pay for it, and this guy knows how to build it, and he's got all of it. Okay, that was build the wall. We all know what happened with that. It was just a bunch of garbage, right? And then Steve Bannon was like involved in a lot of fraud with that, and actually I think got arrested and indicted, but he's still walking around free, doing his own version of a YouTube show. My God, I can't believe I'm in this guy's company, or whatever the fuck he's doing. Anyway, that was build the wall. The other one was drain the swamp. And that really got people excited because they thought this guy's going to come in and he's going to get rid of all this corruption. He's not a typical, politician. He's different than that. He's going to drain it. He's going to get rid of the swamp. All these people just going into office. We vote them in the office, and all they do is take money from private interests, from foreign governments, because as soon as they leave, they all become these lobbyists. And then the lobbyists have control over what kind of bills, pass. And these people all know they're going to go work for the lobbyists. They're going to go make a fortune, right? Once they're out of office, or especially out of the administration. Remember, he said, all my people are rich. They're all the cream of the crop. They don't need to go like me, Donald. I don't need money. I've got so much money. I don't need to take the salary, right? I just forfeit everything because I'm so rich already. Aren't you lucky you got me in there? And everybody that comes and works for me, well, they're all top of the notch people. They're doing this because they love their country, not because that they're trying to get rich for lobbying firms afterwards, which corrupted our whole political process because everybody's just bought and paid for. Remember this? Constantly we're talking, drain the swamp, drain the swamp, drain the swamp, Trump's going to drain the swamp. He's going to drain the swamp. He's going to fix it. He's going to fix it. He's going to fix things and drain the swamp. Oh, Trump's going to drain the swamp. Yay. He's our God. Okay. So he gets into office, and on a week later, January 28th, 2017, he sits down, plops his diaper down into the Oval Office chair, and he's got this executive order. He's signing 13770, which basically says, the title is, hang on, the red light makes it hard, Ethics Commitments by Executive Branch Appointees. So these are all the ethics that Jared Kushner's going to live by, and Kellyanne Conway's going to live by, and Steve Mnuchin is going to live by, and Wilbur Ross, remember him with the stupid slippers? Slipper Ross is going to live by these, and Rex Tillerson, who was there and then not there. They're all going to live by this ethics commitment because this is how we're going to drain the swamp. This is it. This is Donald living up to his campaign promises. Okay, and it goes in there. You can read it. Let me try to read a little bit of it for you. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it, guys, with this mask on, but we've got some time. Let's see. Going on my phone. Here we go. Here we go. One more. No. Da, 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 da. Hang on. Hang on. I'm so sorry. I had it drawn up, and now I got to get to it again. Here we go. A presidential document by the Executive Office of the President. Here we go. By the authority vested in me as President of the United States, by the Constitution and the laws of the United States of America, including sections and codes and blah, 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 it is hereby ordered as followed. Ethics pledge. Every appointee in the executive agency appointed on or after January 20th, 2017, shall sign, and upon signing, shall be contractually committed to the following pledge: becoming an appointee as a condition. So this is Jared. Remember we had them all there, and they all raised their hands in like the group photo, the group thing, and he kind of had a live thing, and they were like, we took our pledge to the office. As a condition and in consideration of my employment in the United States government in an appointee position invested with the public trust, I commit myself to the following obligations, which I understand are binding on me and enforceable under law. I will not, within 5 years after the termination of my employment as an appointee in any executive agency in which I am appointed to serve, engage in lobbying activities with respect to that agency. So, not going to lobby for oil and gas if I'm at the EPA. You get where this is going to go, right? It is upon my departure from the government, I am covered by the post-employment restrictions on communicating with employees of my former executive agency set forth in section of Title 8. I agree that I will abide by those restrictions. So I can't contact my former office if I'm working for somebody else, right, to try to lobby on their behalf. In addition to abiding by the limitations in paragraphs 1 and 2, this is paragraph 3, I also agree upon leaving government service not to engage in lobbying activities with respect to any covered executive branch official or non-career senior executive appointee for the remainder of the administration. I will not at any time after the termination of my employment in the United States government engage in any activity on behalf of any foreign government or foreign political party, which were undertaken on January 20, 2017, would require me to register under the Foreign Agents Registration Act of 1938 as amended. I will not accept gifts from registered lobbyists. I will not, for a period of 2 years from the date of my appointment, participate in any particular matter involving specific parties that is directly and substantially related to my former employer or former clients, including regulations and contracts. There we go. And it goes on and on and on and on and on and on and on about how I'm not going to take gifts from foreign governments, work for foreign governments, work for a lobbying firm, contact anybody in office because of that still is existing in any of the offices or probably anywhere else because I got this job. Okay. That's exactly. Sounds like Drain the Swamp, right? Drain the Swamp. That's what it sounds like. Okay, I have another executive order to read to you. So, this executive order was signed on January 19th, 2021 to go into effect by noon, had to be by noon, January 20th, 2021. Because we all know at noon, January 20th, 2021, a new administration was coming in. But this wasn't even drafted until January 19th. This is the day before, right? It was ready. It was ready to go. It wasn't signed. It was ready to go. And then it went into effect. It probably actually was drafted and written 4 years prior on the January 28th, 2017, when the executive order I just read to you was that, because of drain the swamp executive order. Oh, look at that. It's done. Perfect timing. So we'll do it before or after. You'll see. I don't think it's right away. This is me without makeup. We didn't get into any of that. Here I am. Okay, but we'll do before and afters because I got to do this like 4 or 5 times a week, and then you'll see all my red splotchiness in my skin supposed to go away. All right, here is the second executive order, signed the day, literally as the car is driving away. It goes into effect noon on January 20th, 2021, and was filed or handed on January 19th, the day before. It's Executive Order 13983, revocation of Executive Order 13770. By the authority vested in me as President of the United States by the Constitution and laws of the United States of America, including Section 301, all the codes, it is hereby ordered as follows. Section 1, revocation, Executive Order 13770 of January 28th, 2017, quote, ethics commitments by executive branch appointees, end quote, is hereby revoked. Effective at noon, January 20th, 2021, employees and former employees subject to the commitments in Executive Order 13770 will not be subject to those commitments after noon, January 20th, 2021. And then there's some short paragraphs. This order shall be implemented consistent with applicable law and subject to the availability of appropriations. This order is not intended to and does not create any right or benefit, substantive, or procedural, enforceable at law or in equity by any party against the United States, its departments, agencies, or entities, its officers, employees, or agents, or any other person. Signed, Donald J. Trump, with his crazy EKG signature. Signed in the White House, January 19th, 2021. So if you go to the National Archives, right, the place with the documents that they were trying to get the documents back from, that national was under the NARA Act, just go to the National Archives and you start digging around. This is the kind of stuff that you find. The Washington Post did do an article about this, and I think Bloomberg picked it up as well. It's like, oh, look, he revoked Drain the Swamp. But I haven't heard anything about that since. I didn't know it was revoked. It doesn't surprise me it's revoked. Jared Kushner had $2 billion waiting for him as soon as he got out of office. There's no way he wasn't going to take that money. And he had taken this pledge, and there was this executive order standing in his way, standing in Steve Mnuchin's way, standing in Donald Trump's way, and everybody else. So clearly, here was the deal. We're going to drain the swamp. He says, Donald says to his people coming to work for him, stick with me and we'll revoke all of that. And you can go make as much money as you want. In fact, I can't imagine that Donald, for some of his people, didn't also put in a call. You know, you got him in your corner. You've got him in your corner. If you just, that's the transaction. Who needs blackmail? Why would he need to blackmail any of these people? He's literally saying to them, come with me and we'll put this bullshit in place so that we've got our base with us and we've got our cult with us. We've got our following. They all think we're doing all this stuff. But wink, wink, you know, nudge, nudge. I got my fingers crossed behind my back. We're going to revoke this shit on the way out the door. Don't worry. Right? Be happy. Here's my post-light treatment. So, anyway, I think it's worth it to look at all this stuff, go over all of this stuff, remind everybody of what happened, what we lived through with that. Just the garbage of it all, the bullshit of it all. You know, the kabuki theater, the constant theatrics They were putting on a show. It was all a show. None of it was real. None of it had any substance at all. The only thing they did that was real was the largest transfer of wealth, right? That was a promise too. We're going to get rid of all these taxes. They did that. Paul Ryan and Mitch McConnell got the payday for their benefactors in that tax break for the billionaires. That happened. That we're stuck with. We're stuck with a lot of other stuff too, and a lot of other damage. But all this stuff that they were going to do to fix things, it was just bullshit. And they knew it. They knew it was bullshit. They had the revocations ready to go. And thought in the dark of night, in the 11th hour and 56 minutes or 59 minutes, that no one would notice. And the few people who did notice, no one picked up that story and ran with it. I couldn't believe it. I can believe it. I just was like, yet another thing we didn't hear a damn thing about. All right, here is my Firm and Restore post LED treatment. I hope that wasn't too weird for you all. I'll just keep doing it. Dispense a dime size. Okay, we're back to a dime. There we go. Rub it in. Let's hope it works. Got to stay good, looking good up here with the polar bears. The northern lights. I hope they come out. We see some northern lights. Sometimes you can see them up here. Definitely have moose, and we have bald eagles, and we have deer, and we have beavers. It's something special. I'll try to do some more video of this beautiful, beautiful, majestic park that we live in and bring that to you guys. I thought we'd go out tonight. I'm supposedly live on Instagram right now too. I don't know. My Instagram on my phone wouldn't let me check it. I didn't want to miss anything else. And I know for Flyer Size, I normally look at your comments and talk to you guys. I'm going to skip that tonight just because I can't. My brain is pretty tired. We had a dog. One of our dogs got injured today, a couple hours before we came on live, and I just want to get to my dog. She'll be okay. She'll be okay. It's not Aloe, it's Jazzy, if you guys remember Jazz. All right, so I thought we'd do a little thing instead of karaoke. We're going to go out with one of my favorite things that Chunk did. I thought he did a spectacular job with this. I just can't believe what he did with it. I don't remember whether or not Greg played it for you guys on the holiday special, whether or not he did that. Because it was a lot. He played a lot of stuff, but it's just worthy of another run of it because we're still stuck with these people too. We're still stuck with Ginny Thomas. So let's go out on that. I hope you all have a wonderful night. It was great being with you. I hope it worked on Instagram. Anybody that came from Instagram is seeing this and is new. This is way more casual than we normally do with my buddy Greg, if you haven't seen us. But it's still very casual. It's just a Friday night hang. And usually we come with our cocktails. I'm just doing this tonight because I was, getting a facial treatment. Let's see who we can put out of business. Let's see if we could put some dermatologists out of business for Omnilux. All right. Love you all. Have a great night.
I'm looking for my wife.
Coming soon from Opus Dei Entertainment. From writer-director Harlan Cameron Crowe.
Where it has to happen, and this is where it has to happen. But tonight, our little project, our company, had a very big night. A very, very big night. But it wasn't complete wasn't nearly close to being in the same vicinity as complete. We live in a cynical world. A cynical world. And we work in a business of tough competitors. I love you. You complete me. And I'm just...
Shut up. Just shut up. You had me at insurrection.
Ginny McGuire. Coming soon to a Republican-controlled state house near you.
Oh my God, I'm still here. We have to do our end of the show thing. I'm slower than Greg with all this. Here's our outro. I'll try to put some of your comments up, guys. See you next week.